Okay, well, with me now, Elieen Downey from the Britannia Hotel Group, who now own Pontins. Mrs. Downey, where did you go for your holidays this year?
I went to Mallorca.
Did you? So you didn't have blood-stained sheets and holes in the sofa and mouldy bathrooms?
Well, let me tell you, Anne, we've owned these parks 26 weeks. This programme is rather premature. When your camera crew was on that park, they were asked to go and have a look at the improved apartments. We wrote to you and we asked you again to go and have a look at another park. These parks are townships. They are 3,500 apartments. We bought them out of receivership, and Rome wasn't built in a day. We've put onto those parks, since we've purchased them, 1.5 million.
Okay.
No, you listen. 1.5 million people, and you say you've had complaints.
Well, we have, but the point is, we've had more than 100 complaints, and these people were in your chalets, blood-stained sheets, holes in the sofa, mould in the bathroom, crispy carpets, terrible smells. So whatever refurbishments you're doing, which I appreciate, they didn't experience them. They went for their break, and that is what they found. Are you happy that people existed in those conditions?
I'm happy that the refurbishments are going quicker than
but
anybody.
What about the people who didn't experience the refurbishments?
I am happy that the refurbishments are going as planned. It was in receivership. The company went bust.
Why didn't you
Nobody
close the
wanted to buy
chalets when they were unsuitable?
Do you think that's very sensible in this economic climate?
Yes, I do. I think that you're looking at health hazards there.
To make people unemployed, we have a programme to close some of the parks in the
middle. But you didn't close them at Green Sands,
of November. And out of 1.5 million people, on your recollection, on your count, 99.9%.
So you're happy they stayed in those apartments?
99.9% had good value. Yeah. British holidays.
What about the ones who didn't have good value, Mrs. Downey? What are you going to do for them?
When our refurbishment is complete, everybody will have good value.
But what about the ones that didn't?
I'm not prepared to comment about individual cases on here.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Downey.
Ooh. Ooh, indeed. Okay, Elieen Downey there to defend her reputation and the reputation of the Britannia Hotel Group. Did she do it? Did she do a good job? Did that defensive stance help her? Did her refusal to listen to or answer questions, did that make you trust her and the hotel group? Listen, if you've got a crisis unfolding, a reputational crisis, and that's what this was, and that's why BBC Watchdog picked up on it, and Anne Robinson with her questions, you can't really go into battle and expect to win. You need to be compassionate, you need to perhaps apologise. You need to understand that something's gone wrong and own it. That's going to make you look more like a human, more like a grown-up when it comes to your brand's reputation and what the audience, what your potential customers think of you. So you can start by actually owning it, apologising, reaching out, showing compassion to those people who had, let's face it, what sounds like a terrible hotel experience, chalet experience. But none of that was apparent in this interview between Anne Robinson and Elieen Downey. She was defensive, she tried to take control, but in all the wrong ways, rather than acknowledging and responding, and then perhaps moving on to the fact that there is a solution in sight, that a refurbishment is taking place. That would have worked so much better for her than trying to fight the legend that is Anne Robinson. So responding to a crisis isn't easy, but there are ways of doing it, ways that you can perhaps look more like a human and less like a defensive corporate individual. Crisis communications is something we really focus on at Media First. Take a look at our website to find out more about the courses we offer and the tips we recommend.